Consul General Lee, members of Parliament, member of local council, distinguished community leaders. There are too many to acknowledge, but I think I should acknowledge the presence of our Chinese Community Council National Secretary, Ms. Stephanie Low. Our fellow Australians, ladies and gentlemen, before I say anything, I wish to acknowledge that I was assisted by Mayor Ted Pickering from Ryde in writing this short speech. In short, I plagiarized his speech. Today, we've gathered here together in honor of those who have fought and died in the service of our great Australian nation. It has been 100 years since our brave ANZACs landed on the blood-soaked shores of Gallipoli and forged a national identity for Australia and New Zealand. Their sacrifice is not in vain, even though it ended up in a retreat, because it has created something much greater and more symbolic, that is the spirit of our national character as Australians and New Zealanders who believe in the freedom from oppression and was prepared to fight for justice. We all adapt to our forebears who served then, as we all adapt to every soldier, sailor, airman, airwomen who put on a uniform and served our country on the global theatre of war and conflict. ANZAC Day is not just about honouring the ANZACs, but reflecting those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice in the service of our nation, which total more than 102,000 Australians to date. We must be vigilant against the threat to peace and security in our shores and other parts of the world. Hence, we need to continue to support the role of those who are prepared to defend it, while continuing to honour those who have died or returned from hostilities around the world. Each year, Australians of Indigenous background and immigrant background from every corner of the earth help to grow the importance of the legacy left for us to enjoy today. Multiculturalism embraces the core Australian values in recognition of the ANZAC tradition and the presence of many Australians communities today is a pledge in ensuring the flame of remembrance continue to burn brightly. Being an Australian meant being proud of who we are and what we stand for, and in this great nation of ours, there is no greater proof of pride than the service of the Royal Australian Navy, the Australian Army and the Royal Australian Air Force. As ANZAC Day approaches, remember more who have served, those who served and paid the supreme sacrifice. Recognize those who have returned from service and pray for those young servicemen and women who today face the real prospect of facing war and conflict. And finally, I quote the famous Australian war correspondent, Charles Bean. He said, their story will stand. It rises as it would always rises. Above the mist of ages, a monument to great-hearted men and their nation, a possession forever, lest we forget.